Bob Weigel again, also known as Toast Man. My friend made this shirt for me years ago. We had this thing anyway. I ate a lot of toast at their house, that's all I'm going to say. Okay, yeah, this is the power supply. We're going to delve into how to tune this Hummer up now. You might want to check the regulator legs. If this thing gets knocked around, they'll get cracked. Check ESR on the capacitors, equivalent series resistance, if you have a meter to do that. And make sure those are still in spec. These get kind of hot normally. Not too much else to say there. As long as the voltages are right, I guess you get a good power supply. Here's the keyer board, the legato pulse board, and the note generator board. And oh, well, those are the top octave synthesizer chips. You should be able to measure using a listening device or whatever. Listen to the frequencies across there. Touch them, you can probably hear them feeding back through things, in fact. But here is the Octave Generator board, and this chip here is does this dividing function on there to create the footages. And this is the pitch modulator, and this is the filter board. Now, what we've got here is the wind level. This is your noise generator over here on the keyer board, and if you don't have any noise, it might be because that's turned all the way down like mine was. And this is the overall volume, and if that's too loud, you're going to get some distortion in things. And this is a thing that has to be set. It's a nulling balance control that has to be set by canceling all waveforms. And then you hit that and you minimize the pop you get. Okay, now I'm going to set this up to do the filter, and the filter is the most complex to set up. So you initially set it up for 5-2 on the tone filter 2. You just leave these on 0. Hit this bottom A. Look at the oscilloscope. Getting a, well, they think it's a 220 hertz wave, but anyway, whatever it is, you maximize that by adjusting this top control back here, this one that's the highest in the back. And I've already done that, so I won't bother doing it again. But anyway, you maximize that, and then you go back over here, and instead of that, you go to 7-6. And now you're going to adjust the one farthest this way. The one that's farthest that way is labeled, what do they call it, the bias, and this one's the sweep width on the top. So the bias now is going to be set, and you're going to hit this upper B. And you're going to get that maximized, sine wave there, and then you go back and repeat the procedure. You go back and slap it back to 5-2, and you do the bottom A again, and you maximize it again, and you go back and forth until there's no change on those two. And this is very important, otherwise the sounds will not sound right, and your solar echo will be a big disappointment. The band will go home. They'll turn the suck up, you know how that works. Anyway, okay, and so that's the filter. The other control on there is not listed in the, it's the sweep amp. In having anything to do with that, it adjusts in the sweep settings for the rise and fall, I guess, but I actually didn't see any change in that. I don't know. That does, but anyway, over here on the pitch modulator, you've got some important things. Your vibrato speed and your vibrato depth. It's the middle one. This is your overall tuning. You initially tune, making sure you've got the pitch bend off. You tune with that by whatever method you use. And then once you have that set, now you can punch this this Raz one is the most deviant, and then you will adjust this other control. It's called the Oscillator 0 adjust. It's right here, and that's the one that is well, it's right, there's one to the left of it, the lower, but it's the higher one. And so you adjust, get a better view of that, there we go. Yeah, that one there. You adjust that to get your pitch centered, otherwise it could be very off pitch when you hit those controls of the vibrato. Now, that is most of the stuff you have to do. You have a delay adjust here, and that'll allow you to set how much variation there is when you do the things with the pitch sweeping and so on. And that's pretty much it for this little Hammond thing. There is a board underneath here which is called the High Select. It's got a whole bunch of diodes, and one of the components there had a bad connection, and I had to resolder a bunch of stuff. I wasn't even sure which it was. I just swept across, and boink, it came back. I was getting these two notes were the same frequency. So that can cause that kind of problem under there. The interconnect on it is really funky. You've got to, I would recommend gluing them into place with goop adhesive. The interconnect back there can get into where it'll fall back in, and it's a pain to get the thing back in. Anyway, that's pretty much it. The Hammond 10695, what is this thing again? I couldn't really have thought of a normal name. Anyway, 1975. Some of the boards say 1975 on them. Some other ones say 1977 on this one. So they were producing them somewhere in those years. They only built a couple hundred. Very rare beast if you can get one. Have a good day. God bless.